Look at this city, a monument of steel and glass, ambition made physical. From up here, it seems immutable, permanent, a fact of the world. But it is not. Every skyscraper was once a single thought, a sketch on a napkin, a crazy idea in the mind of someone who was told it was impossible. Every fortune that built the skyline was born not in a boardroom, but in the silent, private theater of someone's imagination long before the first dollar was ever earned. This is the unbreakable law. The one truth that has governed the rise of every empire, every legacy, every fortune, both material and spiritual, since the dawn of human ambition. Your mind builds your fortune. Not luck, not circumstance, not a mysterious roll of cosmic dice. Your mind, everything you see around you that was made by human hands, was first constructed in the unseen world of thought. They will tell you the world is made of atoms, of money, of concrete and code. But that is the illusion. The real world, the causal world, the world where the future is forged, is made of beliefs, of ideas, of a specific, relentless quality of thought that acts as the blueprint for reality itself. Before Edison's laboratory could produce the incandescent light, it had to be produced in perfect, blinding detail, in the dark of his own mind, against a chorus of voices declaring a fantasy. He didn't discover the light bulb. He first built it in the workshop of his consciousness, and then his hands merely caught up with what his mind already knew to be true. This is your first and most important task, to understand at a bone-deep cellular level that you are not a passenger in your life. You are not a victim of its circumstances. You are the architect, and the only building material you will ever truly need, the source from which all else flows, is the quality of your thought. The fortune you seek, whether it is measured in financial freedom, profound impact, or unshakable inner peace, does not exist out there, waiting to be found. It is waiting to be built, and the construction site is between your ears. The first brick, the foundation upon which everything else will rest, is a decision you make in this very moment. The decision to take absolute ownership of the power you have always possessed, but may have never been taught to wield. This is not positive thinking. This is not about chanting affirmations in the mirror and hoping the universe delivers. That is a pale, anemic imitation of profound natural law. This is about the physics of achievement. For every effect in your life, there is a cause, and the primary cause is always an internal state, a mindset, a belief. Look at the life you are living right now. Your bank account, your health, your relationships, your level of fulfillment. It is not a random occurrence. It is a perfect, exact, and unforgiving printout of your dominant thoughts, your deepest beliefs, and the standards you have unconsciously accepted as the ceiling for your existence. The person struggling financially is not a victim of a bad economy. They are the living embodiment of a thought pattern, perhaps one of scarcity, of fear, of not being good with money. Their external reality is simply matching their internal frequency. Henry Ford didn't see an impossible industry dominated by giants. He saw a flawed system and held a thought so clear, so powerful, so definite, an automobile for the great multitude, that it began to bend reality to its will. He faced bankruptcy, ridicule, and endless mechanical failures. But the thought was unbreakable. And because the thought was unbreakable, the man became unbreakable, and eventually the fortune was inevitable. Your current reality is the echo of a past thought. So what does that mean for you right now? It means the most valuable real estate you will ever own is the space inside your own skull. And you must become a ruthless curator of what you allow to occupy that space. You are building your fortune with every thought you entertain. The question is, are you building a palace or a prison? Are you feeding your mind with the beliefs of the builders, the innovators, the titans? Or are you poisoning it with the cynicism of the crowd, the fear of the masses, the small-minded chatter that acts as a tax on your potential? The law is unbreakable. It is always working. It is building for you or against you, based solely on the quality of the materials, your thoughts that you provided. The choice from this moment forward is conscious. So how do you wield this law? It begins with the most dangerous question a human being can ask. What do I truly want? Not what you think you can have, not what your parents want for you, not what society deems acceptable, but what you, in the quietest hours of the night, Ache for. This is not a whim. This is not a passive wish. This is the genesis of all creation. This is a definite chief aim, the master blueprint. Most people wander through life with a vague desire to be successful or happy. This is like giving an architect a command to build a big building and being surprised when you get an unstable, useless monstrosity. A definite chief aim is specific, burning, and emotional. It is not, I want money. It is, I will build a financial technology company that empowers 10 million people to achieve financial freedom, and I will generate $10 million in revenue by January 1st, 2030. See the difference? One is a fog. The other is a laser. One is a daydream. The other is a destination. Napoleon Hill didn't discover this principle in a vacuum. He saw it in Andrew Carnegie, who aimed to dominate the steel industry. He saw it in Thomas Edison, who aimed to illuminate the world. He saw it in Abraham Lincoln, who held a fractured nation together with the sheer force of a definite aim, the preservation of the Union. Their aims were so clear, so emotionally charged, that they became the central organizing principle of their entire lives. Every decision, every action, every setback was filtered through a single question. Does this serve the aim? Your fortune cannot be built on a foundation of maybe. It requires the granite of a definite purpose. This purpose becomes a compass that guides you through storms of doubt and the magnet that attracts the people, resources, and opportunities necessary for its achievement. Without it, you are a ship adrift, tossed by every wave of circumstance. With it, you become an unstoppable force, a torpedo cutting through the dark water, locked onto a single target. The first act of building your fortune is to draw the blueprint, to decide with unwavering conviction what it is you are building. This decision is the most important work you will ever do. Everything else is execution. But a blueprint, no matter how brilliant, is worthless if it remains a drawing. It must be translated into action. And this is where the second law comes into play, the law that is a twin engine to the definite chief aim, the habit of going the extra mile, rendering more service and better service than that for which you are paid. This is the great differentiator. This is the alchemy that transforms knowledge into power and desire into tangible results. The world is filled with people who have a dream. It is critically lacking in people who have the discipline to build that dream brick by painful brick, especially when no one is watching, especially when there is no immediate reward. The majority stop at the first sign of resistance. They do what is required, and not a grain more. They live within the lines of their job description. They trade hours for dollars, and wonder why their fortune remains a mirage. The builder understands a fundamental truth, that every action taken, whether observed or not, is a deposit into the bank of your future. When you work not for a paycheck, but for the integrity of your own character and the advancement of your aim, you are not working for a boss. You are working for your future self. You are building capital, not just financial, but capital of skill, of reputation, of trust. You are building a personal brand of excellence that becomes undeniable. This is not about being taken advantage of. It is about strategically and relentlessly investing in the most valuable asset you have, yourself. Look at the legacy of every individual who has built a lasting fortune. You will not find a single one who shied away from work. From Rockefeller to bozos, the common thread is a ferocious work ethic applied with intelligence and direction. They understood that the mind may design the fortune, but it is disciplined, persistent action that lays each brick. This is the bridge between the world of thought and the world of form. It is a bridge you must walk every single day. There are no shortcuts. There is only the relentless, disciplined, joyful application of effort in the direction of your definite aim. This is how thought becomes things. This is how your mind collects the physical evidence of the fortune it has already conceived.